I remember telling my mom, I was like, Mom, there needs to be these people in the world. There needs to be junkies and homeless people, and I'm just one of them. I accepted that, like, that was the end of my life. Like, I accepted that that's what it was going to be. Yeah, no, my childhood was really good. Like, the thing is, like outsider looking in, it was really good. The only way that I can like interpret it as bad was because of like my perceptions. Because like I was fucked in the head and I didn't even know it. The thing is, like, I've been an addict like long before picking up drugs. Um, but like growing up was like really good. We always had what we needed, a lot of what we wanted to, because my parents had the means to do so. Their whole thing was like, we're here and like we want to give our kids a better life than we had. Like that's their whole, you know. And went to school and like did really well in school. I just got in trouble for talking a lot, like obviously. And then and like I got along with kids, but like I've been fat my whole life, so that was like a always like a how do you explain it? It was always just like really like I didn't feel like I fit in anywhere, but then I would like make a close friend or something and like that was okay. But I don't know. It was just the thing is like I had a good childhood. But in my head like it wasn't. I started feeling weird, like and not okay. And that's what like the pictures towards the end were like you can start seeing like I'm not smiling as big, like I feel weird and like awkward in my own skin and like that was a big part of like why I used. Like I think at like the age of 9, like I used to sneak cigarettes from my godparents whenever they'd come over because like in my head like that was really cool. Like I used to say like I want to do drugs, like I want to smoke weed. Like at the age of 11, I didn't know what it was. Like I had never seen it, I'd never touched it, I didn't understand what it did, but all I knew is that like I wanted to get high. The summer before I went to college, I was a fucking wreck. Like, I just was ready to go and I wanted to, again, like, explore my identity and, like, feel like I belonged and knew who I was. And, like, in my head, drugs would do that. So I was, like, smoking a lot of weed, of course, every day. We were doing a lot of, like, party drugs. Like, beans were a big thing, which is, like, pressed MDMA. Those really aren't as big anymore. But, so we were, like, ordering, like, shipments of, like, 10,000 beans from, like, China and, like, just, and drinking, of course. And then it moved into, like, a pill every once in a while, like an opiate. But, like, that summer, I was just eating Xanax bars left and right. Like, absolutely insane. I mean, like, I don't remember half that summer because, like, the second I take Xanax, I black out. I'm gone. I'm out. So, I mean, like, I was just, like, stupid on drugs that whole summer with, like, anything I could get my hands on, including, like psychedelics, too. That was a big part of that summer. But it wasn't so much my drugs of choice yet. I was just doing anything at that point. I remembered in freshman year, there was this kid in the dorms who, like, I'd go sit outside to smoke a cigarette, and he's out there, like, scratching and, like, falling asleep. And, like, I knew, like, that's opiates. So I was like, hey, do you want a half, or do you want one, whatever, because, like, I had money at the time, so I just didn't care. And, like, I wasn't physically addicted yet, so, like, I really didn't care. Like, I thought it was still fun. And he was like, oh, no, I'm good. So I'm like, oh, that's good. He doesn't do these. That's really good. But, like, little did I know, like, he was doing a different type of painkiller and shooting it up. But since that day, like, we spent every day together after that night. And, like, in my head, I thought it was, like, romantic and love or whatever. But, like, he was using me for my money, for my car, and obviously for drugs. And he was also using me for, like, to get money. So, like, once my money ran out, like, we needed to figure out a way to get money. So, like, he would send me into Walmart with a list, because we would find receipts with a list of like the items and the SKU numbers, and like I'd go in, fill my cart, and just walk out. And then he'd go in and return them. And then the next day we'd switch. He'd go in and steal the items, and then I'd go and return. And that was instant cash, you know? But that was every day. And like other stuff, like pawning stuff, and like prostituting like his exes, and just, I don't know, it was insanity. Like I remember like every Friday, this girl would like come to my house, and we would put ads like on back pages, which is like for prostitution, and I would take her to like meet these guys, and like we'd even have like fake purses or bags, like put her stuff in like a Walmart bag or something, but it wasn't like really her stuff. It was just like garbage, like bullshit, you know? And like she would like set it on the bed and be like, hey, hold on, like, you know, I need my money up front. I gotta give my driver half. Give me 1 second. And like she's like, come with me, you know, like so that they feel comfortable, like she's not gonna leave. And like she would, like I'd have the car all ready to like leave. The car's in drive, you know, the doors are unlocked. She would just walk out, jump in the car, and we'd go, you know. And we would just do this all day to get money for drugs. And but like I'm supposed to be at class right now, you know, like I was hanging around this one dealer in Tampa a lot, and he like, I was pretty much like working for him in a sense. Like I was taking girls to their doctor's appointments, so they could get their painkillers, but they would sell them to him. Like I would have to like take all their belongings, like their phone and all that, and like search them and stuff and make sure that everything was like okay. Like it was really weird because like they couldn't have their phones, so that they couldn't call somebody to meet us up and like, you know, take the pills or whatever. And like I would just like wait around with these girls, and they'd go to their appointments, and then we'd fill their prescription and stuff. And like I don't know, the reason I say it's so horrific is because it was just like this very strange, surreal experience. And like he always had like this gun on him and was like just very controlling. And like I used to like have sex with him for drugs, or like I don't know, like I would call him and I'd be like, look, I'm gonna be dope sick, I don't have any money, and like he would be like, just come over, baby, you know. And like the only reason it's so horrific is because like you feel tied to this person, like you have to do it because like there's no other option in your head, like you don't see a way out. Another time was like one of my dealers had gotten shot, and like we had to go meet him up at the hospital, and like the cops were there, and I ended up having to like take his keys so I could get his kids, and like it was just these weird situations that I was getting myself into that like I had no business being in. When I first got clean, I was going to like 2 meetings a day, so like my days were full, and like I felt like fulfilled, honestly, like because like I was transporting myself places, like I felt independent, and like I was going to these meetings and like really doing the thing, you know, and no one was forcing me to. And I don't know, like I've just met so many beautiful people here, and like genuine people, because like I said, like once we stop doing drugs, we're not amazing people, but like once we start working on ourselves, we are. And like I'm no different than any other addict. Like my story is the same in the sense of like I didn't feel good, I used drugs, I thought I felt good, it was fun, it stopped being fun, my life was miserable. Like that's the usual progression of it, you know. But like I don't know, like you can recover, like it's real, like it's actually real. And I didn't think that could be possible, but like I stayed clean in halfway, and I went to these meetings, and I got a job, and I was being productive, and I basically like started a new life for myself here, and I was able to like repair relationships with my family, and like I get to go visit them and stuff, and I ended up like meeting the love of my life here. And like there's always this thing like, don't get in a relationship before you have a year clean, or like don't date anybody in rehab romances are bad, which is very, very true. But we were friends for 9 months, like never crossed the line, nothing. And like I learned how to be a friend to someone who like I'm attracted to or whatever, like through the rooms. Like I learned how to be a good person and like, and not have to like act out on my urges or like on my feelings all the time, so like now I have like the most beautiful and healthy relationship I've ever had in my life, which is like mind-blowing to me because all my relationships were abusive and toxic. I have over a year clean now. I'm coming up on a year and a half. Like I would have never thought that was possible because I couldn't stay clean for like 2 days, it's just, I don't know, it blows my mind. I never thought I could have fun without drugs. That was the other thing, because like that was a huge part of my identity. It was what I did for fun. I couldn't even go to the movies without like smoking a blunt first, like it was just, I don't know, like my perception of life was so warped. And but now like I just have so much fun. Like even just like talking one-on-one with someone can be just so exhilarating and so much fun for me now because it's genuine and because I'm present now. Before I wasn't all there. I don't know, just like life is a lot better, and like it does get better, and I know like it's annoying hearing that, like if you're struggling or whatever, but it's true. Like it's really true. And like we do recover, we really do. So I don't know, that's my story, I guess.